All right, folks, welcome back for another episode. I want to welcome my next guest. He's an MC whose roots trace back to Montana, where he first sharpened his voice and found his lane in the cipher, a wordsmith with a dedication to lyrics. And beyond the mic, he's also carved his own lane in fashion with a clothing brand we'll get into. We'll talk about how it started, what drives it, and how it all ties back to the pen. With that, wanted to welcome the good brother Egochecks to the show. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for making time. I know it's late out there, but I get excited about talking about rap music. So, man, we had to get you
Yeah, man.
on. Good.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm the least deserving person to be on the show for real, but I appreciate appreciate you having me on.
Ooh, man. I'll talk to anybody. Hey man, so it's cool, man. So I know that we have a small relationship, man, right? Just we've known each other through the work circle, and then a couple years later, I don't think both of us knew that either of us were into rap music or partook in some of its activities. And so, I had heard around the way, that you were doing some freestyling at a karaoke session, and they were like, "Hey, this guy likes rap music, and you too." And so I got very
Yeah,
excited to talk to you about that. Yeah. So, and
yeah, it
here
was
we
great,
are,
man.
man. Yeah, that's super cool. So I
Yeah,
know, like, once that came up, it was like over. We said that's all we talked about after that.
that's it. It's the bond.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, did you? So I know you were living in the Philippines at the time when we knew each other. Did you like check out any of the concerts? They got a pretty good hip hop scene too as well. Battle scene is really awesome. Did you have any of that that you were exposed to when you were in the Philippines?
No, unfortunately not. I mean, completely surrounded by all the Philippine music. Obviously, they have
Yeah.
uh an ungodly and number of talented musicians in the Philippines. It's
Yeah.
just in their blood. So always blessed to hear just incredible artists and musicians, but I never really no, I never really got plugged in or even necessarily came across any Philippine MCs while I was there, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, hey,
Yeah.
let's do this. Let us start with your journey in Montana. So tell me about how you were exposed to rap music and what in your environment shaped, your direction in terms of you gravitating towards that way.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and looking back on it, like it's hard to say what exactly was the first, right? I've got all these memories, like
Yeah.
my first like mixtape was like from Kmart, right? Like a cassette tape that had like
Yeah.
Salt and Pepper and Rakim on it, and I'm just like checking it out. I think like Wu-Tang being on, Yo MTV Raps back in the day and just seeing that. Um, and then it's kind of funny, but Montana, man, there's
Right.
nothing gangster about it, right? But like that's what we are exposed to, and menace to society through movies and like all
Sure.
that kind of stuff. I think another influence was, I skateboarded.
Mm.
I had some friends who were really good, but like back in the day, they come out with these skate videos, and the dude would be doing his line, and they'd have like a dope track on.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that was exposure of a lot of a different music from that side too.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a good point.
so yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
it was
kind of where it came
yeah.
from.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, skate culture too, a lot of like rock music, punk, and like yeah, a lot of crossover. And you see, Lupe Fiasco, who is a big skateboarder too as well. So yeah, there are a lot of intersections between skate and rap culture. What about
Yeah.
your earliest memory of music? So what were you exposed to when you were a kid? What were your parents, your siblings, what were they listening to? Your earliest memory of music?
Yeah, I think growing up there, it was like classic rock. I mean,
Okay.
that was sort of, yeah, where I came. Nobody like in my family was like listening to hip hop, right? It was just
Yeah, sure.
classic rock on the radio. So it was probably me, like my siblings, and then my friends, right, were the exposure to hip hop. And it's funny because it was like again, it was a lot of gangster stuff, right? So like
Yeah.
I'm writing stuff that I don't know what I'm talking about. There's a little bit of like front in there too, but like Too Short, you
Yeah.
know, crazy stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
no high school or kid should be listening to that kind of stuff. But so
That
yeah,
that is funny, but you're right. I mean, I think you're probably a little younger than me, but yeah, I mean, NWA was the biggest thing, and Ice
yeah.
Cube, Easy E,
Snoop, Easy
yeah,
E, yeah,
yeah. I love Doggy Style when I was like fifth grade, right? And so,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, absolutely, man. And you just love the sound of it, right? It was
It's
cool,
just
right?
so
And,
cool. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I didn't grow up in the United States either. I grew up overseas, so very very interesting too. And I don't know, like in Montana too, probably not diverse either in terms of like population, right?
No,
No,
bro.
no,
There was
no.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, I think there was five black people in my school, and like two of them were me and my brother, and then there's like
yeah,
one other family, right? So
yeah.
yeah, not a lot of diversity there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, it goes to show like just the influence of hip hop culture because I was in Japan too, right? And so, wow, the spread is really great. But at some
Yeah.
point, you mentioned, hey, you get exposed to rap music, you start buying it at Kmart. And so, what exactly influenced you to start writing raps?
Yeah, man. I think it was just hearing it and just thinking that I wanted to do it. I don't know. Like I don't know if it came from just like poetry. Like I kind of remember, maybe like the day of sitting there and just like starting to write some stuff out,
Yeah,
Uh but it just kind of came. And then one of the things, and maybe you remember this, but where I really kind of grew and sharpened it is, this is like early days of internet, right?
yeah.
And there was like this Nos website, and you could go on there, and it was like a chat room, but it was all around rap, and they would have this battle rap section where
Okay.
like a dude could post
Yeah,
a verse, and then you would go in and post your verse, and then the community would vote, and it was like this
yeah.
text based like battles, dude.
That's awesome.
And that got me going. Like once I started winning some battles and like kind of getting like some rep there, I was like, ooh, I loved it.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh man, that's
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, I do remember that the internet-based battling culture too. And I was on a site called The Lands, was the other one that I was on, and then Hip
nice.
Hop Infinity was another one. So yeah, I definitely did do that too as well. And so yeah,
Yeah.
that was good times, man. Just like trying to figure out, like your little verse, typing it out. And then folks got like
Yeah,
really
but
creative too, where they had the verse and they had like maybe the first letter of each line spell something. I thought that was a little.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I lost somebody that one time, but I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" So, anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
but it was good exposure. You know what I'm saying? From
yeah,
like my little,
yeah, yeah,
world, all of a sudden I'm getting exposed to cats that are like a much
mm,
broader set. And,
yeah,
uh, here's a story, right, where like as I started winning some of these raps, because I'd get good at like let the dude go first, and then I would tear his apart, right? Because sometimes dudes would just they'd post their best stuff, but it wasn't related to the other person. So I
right.
would love like that other dude goes first, and I take his rap and tear it apart. So you knew that I was working off his stuff,
That's right.
So that's
Yeah,
kind of built that rep up that way. And so like you got little crews, and so one of these crews, and I think we called them like the Dirty Desperados, and they were
yeah,
fashioned after the Roots in some way. And I
yeah,
like you never even listened to the Roots before.
yeah.
Like I never heard of them at that
Yeah.
point in time. So
That
if I
that
can tell
that's
the story here,
funny.
but yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah,
So, what
yeah,
did you have a name that you were using on the chat boards at the time, or?
yeah. I went by Shaft, so I was like
Yeah.
and with like the S is like a dollar sign, from that
Yeah,
old
yeah,
like
for
song,
sure.
like
The
John Shaft.
traditional.
Yeah,
Oh man,
yeah,
that's good. Yeah, I think I went through the same period too as well. And you could probably relate to the way that I got into it too. Is I was a military brat, and as you know, when you go to like a base overseas, the kids that you go to school with are all over. They're from all over, and so
yeah,
I was exposed to like rap music from like different part, Louisiana, Florida, depending on where the kid was from, right? And so
yeah,
I thought that was pretty good in terms of like nurturing because I heard like the best music from each region. And so
yeah,
I just have a very diverse taste in the rap music. I like Two Live Crew, like you mentioned NWA. I love
yeah,
all that stuff. So yeah,
yeah.
what about you? I mean, I listen to a lot of your music and it's very lyrical in nature, right? So, yeah, do you have like a top three that really shaped who you are and the way that you write music?
Yeah, so that's kind of goes back to the roots thing. So like
Yeah.
that was like I can look at kind of some certain moments, right, of that shaped me and who I was. And dude, I remember I was like junior or senior year and we had this chorus trip where we went up to Canada. And it was like last day at the night, we're about to hop on the bus and make this like 4 hour trek back to Montana. And I've got this like extra Canadian dollars left over. I'm like, I got to spend this stuff. I'm never going to do anything else with it. And so
Yeah.
I remember like Warren G's album.
Yeah.
So it's probably like 96, 97. It had just come out.
Yeah.
And so I was like, cool, I got to get that because like I was into him. And and then I was because of this internet crew that I was running with, like the Roots, and I was like, I saw the Illadelph Half Life, right? And I was like,
Oh,
I'll pick this up for the Roots.
both classic albums. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. And so that is like such a formative evening for me. Like coming home on the bus, right? I'm sitting there, I got like these are CDs, right? I got my Walkman, I'm listening to Warren G. I'm like, hell yeah, this is good. And then
That's
I
a
threw the
great
Roots
album.
in.
Yeah.
It was a great album, but then I threw the Roots in, and it was like my world just flipped upside down. It was like
Yeah.
being exposed to something, never do,
Never
right?
do.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
just exposed to something like I had not heard music
Yeah.
like that. For some reason it just
Yeah.
clicked. And it was like it's like my world went from black and white to color and my aperture just opened up. And like
Oh,
I
dude.
couldn't even listen to the Warren G
Yeah.
CD anymore after that. I was just it Black Thought just like wrecked me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like that was a complete evolutionary change in me as an MC in music. Um
That,
yeah.
that that's
So
a funny point that you mentioned because the same thing. I heard it my first year in college, the Illadelph album. A little, I was exposed to it a little later after it came out, but same thing. When I heard "Never Do," I was like, "What the fuck, man!" And I love the
dude,
Warren G album is fucking
it
classic.
was good.
I
Right. Yeah, yeah,
freaking
it's
love that
good.
album. That from beginning to end, that Warren G album is super dope. But
Yeah.
you're right. When I heard that Roots album, it was. And I don't know if it was because like I am obviously not a gangster in any means or sense of the word, and so I don't know if like I related more to the Roots album. Now I'm just thinking about it now that you
Maybe.
mentioned it. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, yeah. Hey, dude, you got
Yeah,
give me a second. Somebody just rang the doorbell, man. My bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Hold
you
on.
got it.
Hold
You
on,
got
man.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I'll edit all that stuff out. Don't worry. All right.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah, I like flowers being delivered for my daughter. It's her birthday, so yeah. All right,
Oh,
but
nice, nice.
they're all sleeping. All right. All right, back to the note. Okay, man, dude, I get it. I get it, man. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Roots was something else.
Yeah, Roots was huge.
But that just kind of like it shaped your flavor of rap music, right? Did you start looking more for it, or did that motivate you to pick up a pen? What did that
No, I
do?
mean, I was already writing. I was
Oh,
already
okay.
committed, right? Yeah, no. That just was an evolution for me
Yeah.
in the way I wanted to flow and what was possible, right? So that probably also just shaped like who I really wanted to listen to, you know. Um I think then the next evolution. So after I left Montana, after I graduated high school and I went, my dad was in Memphis. So
Mm,
that was another interesting shift
yeah.
because, right, like that Southern style. Uh, and I ended up, and I'm a fish out of water, man. Like that was a weird thing coming from Montana. There's not a lot of diversity. Then you go to Memphis and there's
Sure.
diversity, but it was very black and white, like literally, so like there's weird split, right? And I'm like a mixed dude, so I'm like in between both worlds,
Yeah.
right? And so it was like the I mean, legitimately, like it was through hip hop that I kind of found my people. uh and we kind of had this a crew. There's like this older dude who was like kind of, running the crew, and he was like collecting talent and
The RZA.
putting us on shows. He was like for real. um yeah, so but that was also formative. So then like me and my roommate started our we kind of split off a little bit, which he didn't like that, right? He's like, "Ah, you guys are going doing your own thing." But, we were
Sure.
roommates and we had our crew, right? It was like called the Contemplation Clique,
Okay.
you know. But I would say what I'll say here is that I was never Southern, right? Like Southern rap was never my thing. And so it was kind
Sure.
of being a contrast of that also kind of solidified me, right? I was more this, like you said, I had heard conscious rap in a while, but we were deep thinking like philosophy to that level. And it was like
Big
kind of
words.
New York underground. Like that was what we more gravitated to, right? So that kind of solidified by the contrast of not being Southern, right? So
Yeah. The
yeah,
discovery of it and just again, just so much good music that we had no idea about. It was fascinating. And so yeah, I share the same excitement as you because I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like how it came for me too as well. But
nice.
it's good, man. Again, I love, even to this day, I love, all types of rap and, you know, uh,
Yeah,
yeah, just my taste isn't, as focused on one style. I just, kind of listen to what I enjoy. But that's great, man. And so
yeah.
this period when you transitioned over to Memphis, is this your high school, college years? Where are we at in terms of your life?
Yeah, so this was my freshman year of college. So this was like 90, 97, 98.
Okay,
Um, yep. And again, huge formative. So this kind of right. So I'm a Christian, and that became a big part also of my music and what I do.
sure.
And and God really drew me in that time through music. So, me and my partner, we had this album, right? And our philosophy was like the 27 dimension philosophy and like all this kind of like stuff. So we had an album that had 27 tracks on it, right? And we were like had they're all written,
So,
and we are like shopping around for studios, right? Which is expensive, and we're trying to figure that whole piece out. And I remember sitting in the dorm room, we had this a female student friend who was going to sing one of the hooks on one of our songs. And I remember
nice.
so we did the flow and we're like, yeah, that's where you'll come in, this and that. And I remember at the end of that, she was like, man, you guys really make me think about stuff, And that freaked me out. Like God used that because he was basically just like he's like, look, man, if people are going to be listening to what you're saying, because you're
Yeah.
talking about some like deep things, right? Like life and death and all these kind of things that we were really like philosophizing about, but just no idea what we're talking about. Like
Right,
we're just
right.
trying to figure it out, right? But I'm like, she's
Yeah.
like listening to me, and I was like, oh man. He's like, you better know what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Like know what you're talking about if people are listening to you. And that just like convicted me, and I was like, oh crap, it kind of scared me and made me think, right? So that was part of my journey for the rest of it. He used hip hop in that way, So that was yeah,
Yeah, but it felt right, right? Because I was doing the same thing, right? College kid, writing about, what I was studying or, something, tying it to make it sound cool. But then I felt a little better doing it than, me trying to, rap gangster things and stuff. So yeah, and it's just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, oh, dude, they love it. Great. Yeah. So. Hey,
yeah.
that's funny. What were you using to like record? What platform? Cool Edit Pro or what did you use to record these songs? Do you remember?
Dude, back then I don't even remember. Like we didn't have anything. Like this was again like
I know.
that stuff was expensive. Like you would
No,
have to
yeah,
go
no money.
at a
Yeah.
studio. So like I'm sure we had our RZA, that older dude, right, who put us on, and I'm sure we were hanging out. I knew we were hanging out with studio dudes and DJs and all this kind of stuff. So I'm sure
Yeah.
they had kit, but we didn't really have anything necessarily to record. It was just always doing it live.
Yeah.
So
Well, was it
yeah.
always rap music for you in terms of like the culture? I mean, was it did you try anything else, break dancing, DJing, spray paint, anything like that, or straight rap?
No, I mean, I had some friends that got into DJing, right? So I'd go on there and try to scratch, or one of my older brothers had a table, so I'd try to scratch some like outcasts and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but never good at it. Uh, I did try a little bit of like b-boying, but it was like just
Yeah.
garbage, not knowing, but having fun with it, like actually even at church, and all this kind of stuff, but not knowing what I was doing, never got good.
Yeah.
And then writing, um, I just like I appreciate writing so much. Like I appreciate graffiti, like just what an art form, but I could never like get style. I had friends who could get some good style. I
Yeah.
just never I just always felt it was too simplistic and
Yeah.
I couldn't get those cool angles, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or make the letters like, oh man, I wish I could do the letter like that. And even to this day, when I'm like signing CDs, like I don't know, it just looks kind of like cool scribble now, I guess. But yeah, and I used to do that too. Even like at work, man. I don't know if like during meetings, like I'll try to do like a graph R and stuff, or but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just not me, man. But I still scribble like that. That's hilarious, man. Well, super dope,
Yeah.
man. Well, you mentioned that your first MC name that you used was Shaft, and we're at Egochecks now. What is
Yeah.
that transformation look like in terms of monikers? Was it Shaft, and then you went through a bunch of other names? How did you land on Egochecks?
Man, I mean, Egochecks is a little bit. I've had it for a long time, not necessarily even as a MC name. It just sort of like
Yeah,
became a persona of. So the way that came about was work related. But so Shaft. Here's a funny story on Shaft. I
yeah,
had this awesome teacher in high school who was like my psychology teacher,
yeah.
and he would let me sign my paper as Shaft. I would go by Shaft to the point where he like didn't even know my real name. So like I had one time, I remember Sam Command was like, "Hey, he needs to go to the office," and he's like, "Who is that?" He's like, "I don't have that person in my classroom," and I'm like, "Yo, that's me," and he's like, "Oh, Shaft?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Shaft can go right." So I had that name for a long time. I had it all the way through Memphis. There
Yeah.
was a time where we hooked up with some cats. Gosh, man, these two dudes. I always forget about them, but they were like next level MCs. Man, they were so good. But like they're like, yo, you got to change your name, right? So I'm like thinking about it, right? But that was kind of where I kind of stopped
Yeah.
really recording and doing a lot of stuff. So I just kind of went away. Ego checks came about because I was trying to talk to some pilots. Like my father-in-law was like linking me up with some fighter pilot dudes, and I think my email was like one love or something like that. And he's like,
Yeah.
I can't send that to fighter dudes, and I was like, all right. So I
Yeah.
came up with
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
one. You know what I mean?
For
So
sure.
that's why I was like ego checks, you're right, and which is like a Top Gun reference, really. But um,
That's funny, man. Yeah, my first
yeah,
email too was like MC squared something. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So,
that's a good one, bro. Like,
oh man, yeah. But at the time, I was like, "This is cool." MC squared something. Yeah, and
yeah,
eventually, it went first, not last name at gmail.com. But
exactly. How
yeah,
did you end up with Memphis Reigns, man? Like, how did that come
good
out?
question. Yeah. Hey, so same thing. I use I used when I first started, forecast was like, my MC name, forecast, check the weather kind of thing. And the show is called Forecasted Podcast. It's actually a tribute to the first name that I used in an MC, and it was my daughter's idea actually too, when I was trying to come
Nice.
up with something clever. But I am a child of the Wu-Tang Clan era, and so Wu-Tang Clan is very famous for using alter egos. So Johnny Blaze, Tony Starks is the Ghostface Killer, and I
Yeah.
love that. Some guy used Ben Grimm, Eddie Brock, another MC, used that as well too. And these are all comic book heroes, and so I was fascinated with the oh man, alter ego. What's a cool name I could use? And it was hard, right? You can't. I mean, I just there's so many cool names you can use, but I
Yeah.
landed on a name that came from a Nicolas Cage movie, Gone in 60 Seconds. So.
Okay.
his like
Yeah.
alter ego was like Memphis Reigns, and so I remember I was at the movie theater and I was like, "Yo, that's my
Let's go.
fucking Wu-Tang alter ego." Yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's
so yeah,
awesome.
and it was still just an alias, but at some point it transitioned, and that's what we did. And then my first demo, I don't know, it was kind of like the you know transition, right? Yeah, forecast, and
Yeah.
then as I got a little more senior in college, and we recorded our first demo, I decided to use that. So yeah,
Nice.
there it is. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so many times like and I like the name, right? But so many times sometimes I wish I just used my first name maybe, and but I
Yeah.
used it so long, and that's who I'm known as. So yeah, I stay true to it. But I love it, man. Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's no,
No, I
very
feel you.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Well, hey, okay, so we talked about a lot of your influences, and yeah, very interesting since Montana, as you mentioned, isn't a place that people associated with hip hop, right? So,
Yeah.
really cool, man. But I love again the music that you do and the stuff that you shared. And
Shit.
as you know, and that nobody else knows yet, spoon fed you some beats so we can get you back on the mic. So it's really
Back on the
exciting.
horse.
Yeah, man. I mean, just like you haven't lost a step, so I'm excited to like get these songs done and send them to like Lou Deanne and be like, yeah, look at that, look what
Yeah.
happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got him back.
I got him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's fun, man. I mean, like I'm like you. I took a
Yeah.
big ass break, 9 years, and then
Yeah.
recorded a lot of music before that. And then my buddy was like, hey, do me a favor, please jump on this song. And once you get a little taste of that Coke, dude, you're in, right? So you're like, oh, dude.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
just
I
that
mean,
creation, right?
you didn't, you didn't
Yeah.
waste any time writing that first verse, bro. How was that like?
Yeah, bro. Oh, it was great, man. I mean, like I said, it's probably a little too aggressive to throw it out
Oh,
there, but like, uh, I mean, that's something else too, right? Like, my music is always, I guess I've tried to be, thoughtful what I'm saying, right? I want to have a message to what I'm saying.
mm-hmm.
Um, and it's almost dangerous, right? Because the older I get, and the more I'm willing to say what I need to say, right? And
Sure.
that in what we do, there are limits on how we can do that, right? So I get
Yes.
that. So I'm trying to be smart and
Yeah.
flirt the line, and I can understand that one cross it, but it's also spread love, right? Like, so
That's what it is in the end.
again, yeah, it's connecting, right? But I do think, dude, hip hop, it's such a huge breadth, right? And that's authentic to who I am, I guess. That'd be my biggest thing, and the songs that hit are, to me, are the ones that are authentic to that person, right? Like, it's not when it's a formula, right? And that's kind of where I fell off hip hop for a while, because I feel like there was a period of time where people were like, cool, I got the formula, and I'm just going to say these things because that's how I get paid, and it didn't feel authentic and true, right? So you got cats like Farside rapping about passing me by, and like,
Yeah.
nothing hard about that,
No, it
right?
was just
Like,
fun,
got
and
an apple for my teacher, but it
yeah.
was authentic to them, and that was like
That's right. There
that.
was no,
Yeah,
yeah. No, no, you're
you know
right.
what I
There
mean?
was no sense of like fronting on that. Yeah.
Right. And so that's kind of now for me at this age, right? I care about, kids and growing up and where I am in career, right? Like, I care about these things. I care about these issues. And for me, the music is about, it's a voice, right? Like,
Yeah.
taking a stand where you have to, right? We defend people. That's who we are. Like, we signed up for that, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, now the music can be a voice for those things too. But
Yeah.
yeah.
No, so there's two things I want to peel back on from what you just mentioned. One, it's interesting because, we do have a career that we do, and I get what you had just mentioned, but it's interesting when the two worlds collide. So when your work folks find out that, you're into rap or that you do rap, and for someone who doesn't listen to rap, all they know is gangster rap. So it's like, dude, no, it's not like that. Interesting, right? So I've dealt with
Yeah.
that many
Yeah.
times, having to explain to people like, yeah, that's not the only kind of shit that exists, right? I love it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, hey, open up, man. And then the second point is I was very surprised in terms of like your lyrics your clothing brand? And I'll be a little reserved on this. And I was like, dope,
Yeah,
dope.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, right. So I
Yeah,
love it, man, because you can still do what you do and still have that opinion, man. And I love it, man, that you're willing to stand up and say so many
yeah,
things. But I love it, and it's just like, hey, this is an open book to who I am, and yeah, I love it. I would just say that I much more appreciated you after I was exposed to everything. So really cool, man.
yeah. I
So.
appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%, man. So, what do you think though? I mean, your stuff is very thematic in the two songs that you did for me. I see where you're getting, and so like now after like shaking off all the cobwebs, do you kind of have like, are you reformulating this identity? Or are you just gonna let the beat drive what you write, or just have fun? What do you want to do?
Yeah, and like I said, man, I always have to tell the story, right? I want to find consistency. I want to find depth in what I'm writing about. Like that's important to me. Like that one track that I shared before. Like I don't know how you feel, right? But there's a lot of times where like I'll write music. Um, you don't always like your own stuff, right? Like it's hard to get into it sometimes. I'm like it's good or you like it, but there's times where I'm just like, oh, that's okay. Um, but like that one track that I shared with you, that's super long. Like there's not a hook in it. I think it's just like 3.5 minutes, right? But it's like this story. Um, that's the kind of stuff that I really like, right? If I
Awesome.
can tell the story and have some depth in it and some arcs and all those kind of things, it's kind of what it is. I like being a storyteller, I think. So
That's great.
and then yeah, so that and then just like the message, right? To me, there's too much going on to not have a voice. And so um I'll use whatever opportunity I have to give a voice to those who might not have it, or just to stand up, right? Because
Yeah.
yeah, that's just
Yeah,
where I'm
and,
at.
and I have a couple things that I'm trying to finish before I wrap up our tracks, but I did think though about what I want the tracks to look like, and so I certainly don't want to restrict you to the 16 bars, and I'm always a fan of like well, I like Kanye West music, right? But I do love his like perspective on like I'm not gonna do your hook 16 bars hook again, 16 bars. He was very yeah, just different in the way that he structures stuff. And you can take Runaway and use that as an example of just not your standard bar counts. So I said, dude, I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna let John just do his thing, and then I'll figure out how to work around it. But I like it in its raw form in terms of like, no, there's no real count to it. And I don't know, we'll figure it out together, man. But
So
yeah,
it's a collab, yeah. And
yeah,
and I love the beats, right, that you gave. I mean, my thing is really just kind of sit with it
yeah,
and feel the beat and kind of figure out what his character is, and then
yeah.
try to connect with that, and then like once the beat is like in my head, then
Yeah.
the lyrics can just start to flow out from that point.
That's great.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
it's
there
been
was a
great.
break in time when you last did hip hop. A lot has happened in between. Was your family exposed to the John that did rap music and stuff, or not at all?
No, not really. Not really. That's not really like they don't know like their dad would freestyle, right? Or like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you know
So
what I mean? I don't
yeah,
do it with my kids, right? But maybe
yeah,
like at work because it'd be fun. We'd go do like a team building thing, and
yeah,
again, in the Philippines, obviously, right? They love music, so I'd get there, and you get put a mic in my hand, and you're not getting it back. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
So that's what I wanted to ask you then was like when you were writing these songs, I mean you were recording at your home, right? So what did wife what was the response from your family? Just love
no,
seeing
I
that kind
mean,
of dad or what?
yeah, I don't, my kids are like teenage boys. They don't care, right? What their dad's doing.
Ah,
And
yeah.
although I will say, because they're such like critics, and it's like, ah, dad, you can't impress me. But like my 13-year-old, like I spit the rhymes for him,
Okay.
and he was like, oh, I like that. He's like, that's better than Drake's new album. And I was like, oh man, coming from someone who like barely
Yeah,
gives me
a
the time of day,
teenager,
that means a
right?
lot. Yeah, teenager. I was like, I appreciate that. But it was funny though too, because then I like try to explain my lyrics. He's like, "That sounds like you're kind of talking about this and that thing." I'm like, "Yeah, this line is the this and this and this." And he was like, "Oh,
Dude.
oh," like, or it was almost like I almost scared him off, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, that's like pretty
Yeah.
that's pretty strong language, strong topics." You know what I mean? But
Yeah. Oh,
anyway,
that's great, man. Well, hey, man, anytime you can get some like positive feedback from a teenager, yeah,
I
yeah,
know,
especially
right?
your own son, that's fun, man. I love that. So,
Yeah,
yeah, no, it's cool. So I was excited too. I was like, let's see. I wasn't sure how fast you would turn these tracks around, and it was quite fast. And so, yeah, it was
yeah,
really
yeah,
good just to see. And I love it because, this is something I really love, and it's done a lot for me, just the culture in general. So I love, when I see that it energizes the same kind of people too, right? Like, that's awesome, man.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
let,
I appreciate you, man. Like, that the conference and we kind of joked about it before, where you're like, yeah, it's probably Ludian, right? Who was like, yeah, he does music, hip hop. I'm like, oh, cool, right? Because for a while, everyone did hip hop, right? Or
that's
like, oh, I
right.
freestyle, me too, right? And you're like, okay, then you hear him, and you're kind of like, oh man.
Oh,
And
not
I
really,
was,
huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
like, I was so nervous because I was like, oh, okay, man, let me listen to his stuff just in case if it wasn't good, I'd be like, hey, that's really good stuff,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I heard it, and I was just immediately like, "Oh, like,
Yeah.
he's good, like, he's good music, like, I loved it." And so I
Yeah.
didn't have to fake it, you know what I mean? I have to be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
No,
really good, man."
likewise. No, I'm very
Yeah,
happy. And again, too, like let's say it wasn't up to par. I'm still happy that that's what music does to you and that you're willing to participate. But again, same thing, not the case. I was like, dude,
yeah.
you got lyrics, man. So that was super cool. So that motivated me to be like, hey, man, come on, let's get on the track and like do some music
Yeah, I
because I
appreciate
love
it.
to collaborate, right? I love to do
Yeah,
stuff with people because it brings another side of you too as well. And I've always
yeah,
like I guess I thought about this maybe a month ago, but just I feel like I'm more of a fan, yeah, than an actual MC, and so I still get
oh, man, no.
excited, when I hear a
Yeah,
dope
yeah,
ass verse, and I still love to buy CDs, even though I don't even know if I have a CD player,
yeah. Yeah,
but I still love, just partaking in the act of being a fan. So it's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think it's fun, like being in a group too, as well, right? Like being in a group and making music together. That's fun. The
For
collaboration.
sure, man. Yeah, it's just more colors, right? It's more, like,
Yeah.
diversity and flavor. Like you said, it's just different sides, like, I could do 100 songs and, for me, there's similarities. I can see the differences, but sometimes it's also it's my perspective, even if I try to push it, right?
Yeah.
So then you get somebody else's perspective coming from a different side, and uh, I love that, right? Because I love being exposed to other ideas. I never want to be locked into my own echo chamber of thought or
Yeah.
sound or anything.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. Well, I look forward to seeing where this goes, right? And yeah, I'm glad you decided to, yeah, that you were down to do the podcast too, because it's fun talking about it too, man. And
That's
so,
great. I appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely,
Appreciate
man.
you having me on, man. Again,
Yeah.
I don't deserve it, man. I'm so blown away by the people you've been able to connect with on here, and I'm watching. I'm like, how? No way, right? Like,
Oh,
dude,
thank
you
you.
are with legends, man. Like, you're talking to legends.
Oh, super kind, man. Yeah, and the
Yeah,
network is great, man. I mean, just same thing like at work, right? You're part of circle, and then it expands, and then one guy knows another guy, and it's like, hey, let's hook you up, and like it's been great. So,
so cool, man.
yeah, absolutely. And so, and again, when I did the show, the intent was never just to focus on anybody that was in Hollywood, right? It was
Yeah,
to
yeah,
talk to everybody. Everybody's got an awesome perspective and journey. So I am appreciative of the time that you give me. Um,
yeah, man. Thank
yeah,
you.
but hey, man, music is good. I'm excited to see where we can take this in terms of like putting stuff down. But let's transition to your clothing brand real quick. So, that too, I
Yeah,
was like,
appreciate it.
wow, super cool, man. Talk to me about it, man. I see you got the hat on and everything, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is it. So, came out of nowhere, man. Like, never in my life would I think about doing clothes.
yeah,
Never, ever. Came out of like buying a couch and really all this stuff, right? It just builds and I watch and stay connected and just feeling it and um yeah, just buying a couch, man. There's like this Afghan refugee, and it's just an everyday interaction, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, it just popped in my head. It's like, man, I effing love immigrants, right? Like they're just so good for our country. Like we are a nation of immigrants. They benefit us. Like I see them as it's the breath that we take. It's our inhalation that keeps us alive, right? Like a nation can hold its breath, and you can hold it for a certain period of time, but if you don't breathe again, man, you're gonna die out, right? And we see kind of this stuff in Japan and Korea, and they're struggling with those kind of things, right? Like I've been in Korea and just watch a bunch of elementary schools just close down because there's some of those issues. But again, really just looking at the whole situation, right? Like I'm not afraid that I'm gonna get rolled up or something like that. Like I dare you, but I I feel the fear, right? Like I feel the situations of other people in our country right now. And like I said, this came up and the idea popped in. I said, man, that'd be a cool shirt or a hat. Like I'd rock it. And
Yeah.
then like as we leave the store, I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I was like, you know what, I can do more with it than just so it's a statement, right? It's a statement of support. Like I want this to be like I call this like my statement collection, right? And then I've got like the essentials collection, right? So you can wear that one in church, right? Maybe or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
like,
So cool. Yeah.
but the point is I want people are scared, and I want people to be able to look at someone and say, I don't have to be afraid of that person, right? Just to one person at a time, like maybe bring the tempers down, just to show love, show support, and that's in the capacity that I can do it, right? And so, as I said, I'm gonna do this thing. But I said I could do more with it. So what I said is, every hat, every shirt, every sweater, like I'm gonna donate $10 to legal defense for
Okay.
immigrants, right? So that's what I want to do, man. I want to turn this thing into a symbol, right? It's a statement of words that I love you, I support you, I value you. Number one, and then number two, turn that into something tangible where it's real money for to help defend again, right? Because
Yeah.
it's just so important. So yeah, man, I appreciate you just giving me the opportunity, but that's what it came out of. Really an everyday moment, and said I need to use my privilege that I have uh, to support other people, right? Like I can't just sit in it. I can't just be quiet. I've gotta speak. Um, and so this is the way I can do that within the right boundaries and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think you nailed it in terms of just wanting to show love, man. I love that,
Yeah.
man. That is part of the culture that we're about, and yeah. So hey, man, I applaud you for doing that, and yeah, really, really cool gear. So again, that too, I was like, whoa, this is really awesome. That it's like he's got a lot of stuff going on, and so, what has been your hardest challenge in terms of entrepreneurship and and putting these products out? Is it is there yeah, I don't know. I've never owned a business or anything like that. So are there any obstacles that you face?
Yeah, me neither, man. So I think it's just saying I'm gonna do it,
Hmm.
right? Like and I use like AI and stuff like that to just to say like what's my next step in a business, right? Setting up an
Mm,
LLC. You got to get like a registered agent, right? So I'm have to run this business out of Virginia, where I'm at, right?
sure.
Like so just those business steps and going through it and setting up the work stuff, right? So I would say the hardest thing, not that it's hard. One is staying in bounds, right? I got to make this a thing that's about support. I'm not making a statement about other things, but I'm making a statement of support. That's probably one of the things, right? I got to write a fine line with that.
Sure.
Um, and so it's just trying to get exposure. And the other thing is I don't want this to be a thing where it's like I'm trying to grow exposure, but not in a way that I'm using clothes and I'm using this to support something else. I'm not using the issue to support clothes, right? So I don't want to get those things flipped. And so
No, fair
the
enough.
way that I reach out, right? The way that it's a slow grow of awareness because I'm not like, hey, you're in this terrible situation, check out my clothing brand, right? It's not that. So like I'm participating and I'm just going to let the brand speak for itself and then
That's right.
hopefully people see it and go, hey, this dude's legitimately engaged in this community and looking to support. So uh, that's it. More than the business. It's just making sure I'm staying within my right kind of ethical lanes,
Yeah.
and letting it grow authentically. Yeah,
Politics aside, right? It's just
right, exactly. Yep,
showing
should
love,
support.
man. Let's
That's
make
it,
let's make that clear. So yeah,
100%.
nothing to that. I'm showing love, and that's it, man. So I love everything that you're doing, man. Music, clothing
Appreciate,
brand, life, what you do for a career, fantastic. So yeah, man.
yeah, appreciate
Thank
it.
you for sharing that, man. It's fun. We'll have to bring you back again just to talk hip hop in
Any-
general, man. It's just fun, man.
Anytime. Let's just talk all the old crews and all the old. I gotta tell you, I told you my ludicrous story, right? Did I ever tell you
No,
that one?
let's hear it, man.
All right, real quick here. So that was in Memphis. Uh, Me and my partner, right? Like it was Def Jam South. They came out. This was like 97, 98.
Hell yeah.
And so they were holding open auditions. And if you won it, then they would sign you to the label. And
Wow. Okay.
so we go down and we audition, man. And there's like there's like pimps and tracksuits and like all these people that are trying to make it big, you know. And we go in and we do our thing, man. We are not what Def Jam South is looking for at all, right? But we still go out and do. We got our Timbo
Hell yeah.
boots and the jeans tucked in, right? Like we're just not that. Our sound isn't that. Nothing matched, right? But we still had to go do it.
Wow.
And as we're like walking out, there's just a dude on the stage, and he's already got like five hype dudes with him, right? And my boy who's from Memphis, right? He was like, "Yo, that's that this dude, that Ludacris or whatever." I was like, "I've never heard of him," but he was already kind of big
Yeah.
in
Because
I think
he
Atlanta.
was a radio personality. Yeah.
Yeah, so like he had a little like a regional following at that point.
Yep.
And then so he was doing it there and you could tell that like they were loving it, dude. It was all big. And sure enough, he won it. And so like when you win, then you go down to like down in Bill Street. It was the Mayflower Theater on Bill Street, which is like
Okay.
old famous one. And you
Yeah.
got to throw your just concert, right? It's like of course we showed up and he's doing this whole thing up on the stage, right? But that was like ludicrous. So I like, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I competed again. I didn't compete, right?
Yeah.
We auditioned in the same thing, like way over
Oh,
there.
hey,
But that was where he
y'all
came out, right?
competed.
I was
Yeah.
like, that's so dope. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The story should
Crazy.
go that you finished second place to Ludacris, man.
That's right, man. We were so close, bro. So close.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I'm a big Ludacris fan. I like the way that
Dude,
he
he's
delivers his raps, and he's
yeah,
humorous too.
yeah.
Oh,
He's good.
that's
He's
super
good.
cool, man. I have a
Yeah.
similar story too. When I was stationed in Texas, I went to oh man, South by Southwest. It's kind of like their biggest thing, right? Where before when I went, it was very famous for hosting unsigned bands. It wasn't as commercialized as it was, similar to Coachella right now, where it's
Okay.
commercialized. But needless to say, it's still music. But I went to a boot camp click session. I don't know if you're familiar
Oh,
with them, yeah,
yeah.
but super cool,
Nice.
man. And
Yeah.
so, and they had a guest rapper by the name of Kendrick Lamar before he blew up. And
Crazy.
I never heard the name, but when he got up there and did his thing, I was like, "Whoa, this guy's sick." And they had mentioned that he like just signed a deal, and didn't know he was, but I just thought that was awesome, and he killed it. And I just remembered years down the line, yeah, when he finally exploded, I was like, "Whoa, I seen him perform. That's fucking cool." So.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not as cool as losing to Ludacris in a rap contest. That's much
A rap
cooler.
battle, he won, you know, come on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's much cooler, man. So no, that's great, man. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, I can talk about it all day, but I certainly
Yeah.
appreciate you spending a Friday evening to talk story, man. That was fun.
Likewise, bro. Yeah.
Well, good, man. Well, hey, man, as we wrap this up, man, my show, I love to do just some fun, lighthearted questions at the end to set us out. And so I
Yeah.
will start. One, if you could have a meal with someone past or present, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, bro. Wow.
The thinker, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man.
Doesn't have
It's
to
a
be a
tough one. You know, doesn't have to be a rapper or like
yeah, it could be anybody, man. Yeah.
you're true. I'm trying to think though, like who would be a good, you know, we're gonna keep it rap. I'll make it simple. You know, of course I can go religious and do all that kind of thing, but
Gandhi,
I,
yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Have a break bread with Jesus, but Uh, dude, I would
Which would
love.
be
I'll
cool.
sit down.
Yeah.
It would be incredible, right? One day, that's the plan, right? Hashtag
Yeah, 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 yeah,
goals.
yeah.
It's got, you know what I mean. We're gonna
When
get
it's
there,
all
but
said and done.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Man, I think it'd be cool with like, or maybe like C.S. Lewis or Token, right? I love a lot of
yeah.
that stuff. If it was hip hop, dude, I could sit down with like, I would love to sit down with like Black Thought and
Ooh,
like Common. You know what I mean? Kick it
yeah,
with those guys.
divine.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I like
Sorry,
that.
there's no
Okay.
simple questions with me. That's my brain just, you know what I
No,
mean? Makes everything complicated.
no, that's great, man. I see it all the time. Hey, okay. Hey, you spent a lot of time in the Philippines, right? 5 years. What is your favorite Filipino food?
Oh, bro, probably mangoes. I mean, it's hard
Yeah.
to beat.
You
They're
talking about
just
the
too
green
good.
Indian mangoes? Is that the one? Or
Oh
do
no,
you like
I
that?
like the sweet ones, man.
Oh, okay,
Just
okay.
straight sweet mangoes, dude. Pomelo. I never had pomelo before the Philippines.
Yeah.
Our helper would make these like lumpia, firecracker lumpia, which would have like chili
Oh, with the
peppers and
jalapeno?
cheese fried. Forget about it.
Ooh, I love that shit, man.
Yeah.
All right,
So there's three of them.
dude, approved, man. We're gonna let you yeah, we're gonna let you renew your Filipino card, man. Very good. Uh, okay. Hey, your favorite non-rap artist.
Mm, what a good question. Um, I'd say like right now, dude, there's ooh, that's a tough one, dude. Um, Brandon Lake. I don't know
Okay.
if you heard of him.
I'm not, but I will check it out. Yeah. Wow.
He's
What
got
kind
the
of music?
song called Gratitude. It's a Christian song, but dude, you talk about man, that hits. Or yeah, that he's my dude right now.
Okay.
Check it
Fantastic.
out.
Last two questions. Favorite day out of the week minus Friday and Saturday.
Hump day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Good
I mean, you
answer.
took the good ones. I
Yeah,
mean, Sunday,
fantastic.
obviously, right? Sunday too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good answer, man. We're gonna have to use that as a promo video to this interview. I like it. All right. Hey, final question for you. I am a big fan of just comedy movies in general. I will not ask you to pick your favorite one, but what is a good comedy movie that strikes well with Jonathan Rydberg?
Dude, so I don't watch a lot of movies
Hard
over.
these
Like
days.
once I kind of watch it, I'm kind of done with it, you know?
Okay.
And I don't know what this says about me, but like one movie I could probably watch over and over again is Dumb and Dumber, dude.
Ah,
It's
it's
just
good. Classic, man.
it's
Yeah.
just classic. It's so good, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I love it, man. Good choice, man. Jim Carrey is a genius. That movie is a classic. And that's how I feel about
Right.
Coming to America. No matter how many
Oh, so
times I
great.
can see that movie, I can watch that like 50 times. Yeah. So,
Right.
hey, very good. Well, with that, hey, thank you so much. It's an honor to speak with you. I love that, you gave me the opportunity to share your story and talk story. But with that, I want to turn the floor over to you one final time to close us out, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for the whole thing, man. It's just been great. I appreciate your enthusiasm. I appreciate your heart and your desire to bring people in and get me back on the horse.
Yeah.
Just generosity, man, and I really do appreciate that. I look forward to doing the tracks.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing. Like legitimate, you're an artist, and it's awesome to know you. And thank you, man. Thank you for let me talk this.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
didn't say right. If anybody wants to check it out, right? So it's iflibrand.com. Also on Instagram and Twitter, but I effing love immigrants brand, IFLI brand .com. If people want to support, again, my aim is to provide tangible support to folks who need it. So yeah,
Absolutely,
thank
man.
you.
Absolutely, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, yeah. Order coming soon. Well, with that, thank you again. Enjoy your weekend, and I look forward to continue building. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Happy birthday to your daughter.
Yeah, thank you.